Imagine running away from a country where every step feels like you're walking with a target on your back, only to end up in a village so dry even the clouds need a rain check. Welcome to Golema Mmidi, where the cattle are hungrier than their owners, the soil is thirstier than a gossip at a funeral, and progress? Oh, progress is like that one cousin who promises to visit but never shows up.
You left me high and dry.
Today we're diving into a story about survival, change, stubborn traditions, and one very, very petty man whose villainy could power an entire Marvel franchise. Stick around because this is not just any story. It's a Bessie head classic that turned the desert into a battlefield for hope and progress. So picture this, you're Makhaya, a man on the run, a political ex-convict who's had it up to here with the oppression and racism in South Africa. You just want peace, a little quiet, maybe a tree to nap under without someone asking for your papers. So what do? You cross the border into Botswana dreaming of freedom. But freedom, my friends, comes with a lot of dust. And I don't mean figurative dust, I mean real in your nose, in your tea dust. Because you've landed in Golema Mmidi, a village so dry, if the rain clouds ever showed up, people would probably throw them a welcome party. Balloons, speeches, a goat sacrifice, the works. Now, in this charming little village, life is simple. The men rear cattle, the women grow crops, and everybody waits, waiting for rain like students wait for exam leaks. And just like those leaks, the rain hardly ever comes. So yeah, life is tough. People are tired, hungry, and just about ready to sell their souls for a drop of water. Enter Gilbert. Now, Gilbert is British, and unlike most people who come back from the West with nothing but a fake accent and Instagram photos, Gilbert returns with ideas, big ideas, revolutionary ideas. He's like, guys, what if we, stop doing this whole drought-suffering thing and actually farmed smart? Radical, right? He wants to introduce new farming techniques, sustainable agriculture, and systems that could make Golema Mmidi thrive, even when the rain clouds are ghosting them. But hold on, before you start clapping for Gilbert, let me introduce you to the rest of our cast. There's Paulina, a strong woman who has moved to Golema Mmidi after losing her husband. She's resilient, hardworking, and the kind of person who makes you feel lazy just by existing. And then there's the wise old man, the type who knows everyone's secrets but still gets invited to all the weddings. He's influential and open to change, and honestly, without him, this story would have ended in chapter 2. So on one side, we have Makhaya, Gilbert, Paulina, and the dream team of progress. On the other side, we have Matenge. Oh, Matenge. If Pettiness had a face, it would be his. This man is the villain you love to hate. The kind of guy who sees you drinking water and says, "Why didn't you ask for my permission first?" He's the chief's brother, and he is determined to make sure nothing changes in Golema Mmidi unless he benefits. You think I'm exaggerating? Listen to this. Matenge hates progress so much that he loses his mind because someone dared to cover their roof with zinc sheets. Why? Because he wants to be the only man in the village with a zinc roof. A whole grown man fighting over roofing sheets. Imagine.
The audacity!
But here's where it gets real. The team of progress wants to introduce new farming methods, cooperatives, and better cattle rearing systems. They want sustainability. They want hope. And Gilbert, despite being white, doesn't pull the colonial boss's card. Instead, he works from within, learning the culture, respecting traditions, well, most of them, and genuinely trying to help. And that's something Bessie had made very clear in this story. Villainy is colorblind. Evil doesn't come with a skin tone. Now, Makhaya, our runaway hero, you'd think after all the trauma he suffered at the hands of white folks in South Africa, he'd hate Gilbert. Or at least give him side-eye every 5 minutes. But nope. The two become friends almost instantly. Which tells us something profound. The problem wasn't natural hatred between black and white people. It was the system, the politics, the policies. Take those away, and boom, peaceful coexistence.
Boom! Shakalaka-laka!
Meanwhile, our friend Matenge is doing everything in his power to sabotage this progress. Cooperative societies? No. Cattle deals? He wants to be the sole dealer. Why? Because his pockets need to stay fat while everyone else starves. It's giving classic oppression. It's giving feudal vibes. It's giving, I don't care about the people as long as I get my zinc roof. And here's what makes this story brilliant. While Matenge is busy plotting like a discount scar from the Lion King, life in the village keeps testing everyone. The drought keeps coming. People keep losing cattle, their savings, their security. Every time they think they're moving forward, the sun laughs in their face. And yet, these characters, Makhaya, Gilbert, Paulina, they keep pushing. They keep hoping. They keep working together, believing that one day the rain will come, even when the rain clouds haven't gathered yet. And this epic tale of hope, resilience, and the fight against both nature and human greed is none other than When Rain Clouds Gather by Bessie Head. Her first novel, published in 1968, and honestly, it's a masterpiece that feels just as relevant today as it did back then. What I love about this book is how Bessie Head flips the narrative on race and power. There's this incredible quote that sums up her vision.
If I had to write one day, I would just like to say people is people and not damn white, damn black. Perhaps if I was a good writer, I could still write damn white, damn black and still make people live. Make them real. Make you love them. Not because of the color of their skin, but because they are important as human beings.
And she delivered exactly that. This story isn't about black versus white. It's about good versus evil, progress versus oppression. Gilbert is white, but he's a force for good. Matenge is black, but he's dripping with greed and malice. That's real life. Evil isn't tied to a skin color, it's a choice. Another major theme is resilience in the face of hardship. The drought isn't just weather. It's symbolic of the poverty trap, the hopelessness that generations face when progress is stalled by both nature and human greed. And the rain, that's hope, blessings, the possibility of change if people come together. And then there's the clash between tradition and modernity. Bessie isn't saying tradition is bad. In fact, she celebrates the social cohesion it brings. But she also shows how blind adherence to old ways, like sticking to unproductive crops or outdated grazing systems, can keep people trapped in poverty. Finally, I have to talk about Bessie Head's style. Realist, sharp, honest. She doesn't romanticize rural life. She shows it as it is. Hard, dusty, unforgiving, but full of potential when people unite for progress. And that's why this book is such a gem. It's not just a story about a village in Botswana. It's a universal story about change, hope, and the fight against systems that keep people down. Bessie Head, what a legend. Born in South Africa, she faced racism and personal struggles that would have broken many. She moved to Botswana in 1964 and made Sarowe her home. And from that small village, she gave us some of the greatest African literature ever written. When Rain Clouds Gather was her first novel, and it set the tone for her career, a writer committed to telling stories about humanity, identity, and social progress. Sadly, she didn't live long life. She passed away in 1986. But her legacy? Immortal. Through works like Maru, A Question of Power, and this masterpiece, she cemented her place as one of the greatest African writers of all time. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you're interested in diving deeper into this book, I've left some links down in the description. You can use it to grab yourself a copy and keep the adventure going. And if you're in the mood for more great reads, don't go just yet. Click on one of the videos popping up right now that I think you'll love. And don't forget to give this review a like, leave a comment, or even subscribe if you'd like to see more. Every bit of support helps us grow this little community of book lovers. See you in the next one.